It's Thursday. So winter is finally here, at least in my part of the world, so we're going to be trying to crochet a wheat pack today. Okay, look, for a while the plan was to make something that we could actually put in the microwave, you know, 100% cotton, all of that sort of stuff. But upon further review, I have decided it's going to be more functional for me and safer in general if we make it as a removable cover instead. Plus, then I don't have to worry about giving people advice that might cause property damage, so it's a win-win. Anyway, I'm still going to be using materials that are technically microwave safe. So 100% cotton, no polyester stuffing, no acrylic, no safety eyes. Just in case, so we're still going to be in like the spirit of the challenge, but I'm not putting it in the microwave. I've decided that. So here's what I have. I got this on clearance. Been sitting in my cupboard for a little bit, waiting for the opportunity, waiting for the seasons to change, as it were. So that's the heat pack that's going to be the removable element of today's project. Some 4-ply cotton thread, crochet cotton. But I also have a bag. I also have a bag of just like, I double checked all of the labels on all of these to make sure that there were no blends, but every single one of them, label attached, says that they are 100% cotton. So we're trusting them, but I don't trust them enough to actually, you know, microwave them. So hence the start of the video. So I have just like an assortment left over from, I don't know, various ideas and notions. I can't even really call them projects because I think I just bought them on impulse and they've been sitting there for a little bit. But cotton. I might be double stranding today. I haven't decided yet, but like this stuff's quite pretty. It's actually kind of silvery. It looks like a little gray on camera, but it has a very pleasant sheen to it that I think has numerous applications. Anyway, so on to our ideas today. There's a couple that have been kind of standing out for me. Now, at least one of them dates back to when I was still going to chuck this thing in the microwave, and that is I think it could be really funny to like make a fish because of like the whole thing of like don't microwave fish at the office. It'd just be funny if it was a fish. And we could do an interesting stitch texture on the body, but in general, nice fish. Not many limbs, kind of fun, but at the same time, if I'm sitting there with something like warm in my lap, I'm kind of just not thinking that like fish isn't the first thing my mind goes to. Like I tend to think of more like little like sleepy kitten type of thing. But then we have like a lot of limbs and tail and head and just a lot of bits to deal with, and we can't stuff any of them and we can't use safety eyes, and so like that's actually a surprisingly large challenge for me. But then there's also just the notion of like if I'm wearing this over my shoulder, let's get out the box. Oh, yes. We have like some weight distribution type stuff, and so like it's out of the shoulder. There's an opportunity here to have something that I would want to sit on my shoulder. Round the neck might be asking for slightly too much, but like, right? Navigating some of these challenges is challenging. So we're just gonna like explore some of these ideas and just see what bubbles to the top. So I started by exploring the notion of a shoulder dragon just because it's been an idea that both myself and Mr. Bones have been quite excited about for a while now. Then I thought I'd flesh out the idea of a cat, but for the cat I think we would need some like illusion type pieces. Just to give the impression of it having paws without having like actual literal paws dangling. Though I suppose we could also have actual literal paws dangling, it's just hard without being able to stuff them. Particularly as the thread I think we'll be using is like on the thinner side and won't provide enough like volume. The fish idea I think I'm just gonna reject. I liked it at first, but having seen like the dimensions of the heat pack itself, I think that this is just not gonna really cut it. Okay, so I can't seem to escape the idea of this dragon, so I'm going to give it a try even though I think it's way too complicated and I don't know if it's going to translate very well. We're just going to do our best. So I have a loose idea of what I want this to look like, but nowhere near as specific as I normally am, which just means that this is going to have to evolve as we go. It's going to be freehanding in the truest sense of the word. So I'm just going to try and break it down into like basic shapes, at least the foundation pieces, and then all of the like character pieces and the decorations and stuff we might just be able to build on top. Right, so for this type of thing, I know I'm going to need one long rectangle for the top, and then for underneath we're going to need 2 rectangles that are like 2/3 of the same distance so that we can overlap them underneath and have like a fold that you can like tuck things in, kind of like the old cushion covers. Now, for this top one, I kind of want to do waffle stitch for it just because I think it's a fun texture, but not necessarily waffle stitch for the whole thing, which is a problem. And I kind of want this piece to not necessarily be rectangle at this end. I'm thinking making it like a tail. Though I could just make a tail and sew it on afterwards, and maybe I'll do that instead. So we'll just, yeah, we'll stick with the rectangle for now. A rectangle that has maybe 1/4 of it as just regular single crochet, and then the rest of this is all waffly. Because that will leave me room to attach a head of some description or to build a head on top of it. We're going to want some leg pieces. And for the face, I don't really know what it looks like yet. I know I want some tiny little wings because I think they'll be cute. And as mentioned, I think we'll do a tail piece for the end as well. But we'll wait and see how those proportions turn out before I work out exactly what that looks like, but we can just like sew it to the base here. Okay, I have a starting point. It's not, I don't have a fully fleshed process for the whole project, but we have a starting point. So in terms of colors, I've got 2 of those, which will hopefully be enough, but I also have a bunch of like pale blues. Rummage, rummage. And, okay, that stuff's slightly thicker, but I have some pale blues that can be used with this, like particularly this icy one, I think goes quite nicely with the silver. So I'm thinking the silver is like the scales, and these are kind of underbelly or like feature type details. And of course we also have some yellow for claws and eyeballs if we want. So we have materials. You just need to be brave. I've not worked in this stuff before, but I hope it's not too tricky. Ooh, do I want to double strand this right from the get-go? This could make really fine details though. That would look very fancy. We're going to give it a go. We're going to give it a go as just a single strand, and if I'm here an hour from now with not much to show for it, we'll change our mind then. I definitely should have double stranded, but I'm not going back now. This is where we're up to. We're about halfway. Waffle stitch is such a fun texture. Look at it, just like, it's just pretty. And I don't even mind that it's a little bit see-through. It's gonna obviously have stuff behind it, so I think we're okay. We put some more air in my seat and now I'm up further in the frame. Hold on. All right, so I finished the top piece with its scaly texture and I'm pretty pleased with it. I have a plan for how the tail is going to work. Still not super clear on the head, but we will get there. And at the same time, I have whipped up some base pieces as well for the underside. So between these 3 pieces, I think we have the main foundation for what's going to be our heat pack cover. And they're odd shapes, but I think it's going to work, in theory anyway. So now the next thing to do is to assemble all of this together. Nom nom nom. Nom. Rule breaker. Okay, so I've sewn together everything except for this mouthpiece because I'm just not quite sure what I want it to look like yet. But let's pop you back down there. I think it's looking pretty good. Like we've got the slit in the belly where it sort of splits open and you can like add and remove the heat pack. It has kind of a little tail. It has some nice like drape over hand and shoulder. I've got needles flying everywhere. Safety first, everybody. So let's get myself back in the frame, shall we? I think the things that we need are a little on the obvious side. Some eyes, maybe a couple of teeth for the face, just to really like bring it all together. Maybe a couple of like frills or something to each side. I only have this much left, so I have to be very like cautious with how much I want to add. I'd love to get a tiny pair of little wings, and I want some little front feet and some little back feet, just even if it's just the toes sticking out on either end. I think that'll work really nicely. But so far it's kind of soft and lovely. It's a little scrappy. It's very handmade, but I kind of love that. I'm enjoying that for now. I even love its big silly square face. Hello. So yeah, I think we better make some details. Okay, we have all of our pieces now. Rawr. He's such a good boy. he's floppy. He has a lovely weight to him and he feels so soft and nice. So we're on the home stretch now. I just got to sew him all together. And I even have enough materials left to do that, which is kind of exciting and unexpected. For some reason, even though we've kind of reached this point, it feeling a barrier to entry, but we're just going to have to work through that together. Let's see if we can get that heat pack out. there we go. Okay, so here he is. He's feeling a little flat at the moment, but we'll be able to get him all plumped up soon enough. He has his underbelly pocket to allow us to stash the heat pack in there, though I think he could also work as like a pajama cover or something like that. He's lovely and soft, and he's going to sit like this as a friend. Little feet sticking out the sides. All right, let's put the heat pack in him. Woo! Okay. Oh, so nice. I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to do our best here. Ready? Ooh, okay. Head end in. Tipping the beans. And close them all up. And that's a great sound. Oh, there we are, buddy. He's just chilling out. Can you do the thing around the neck? Oh, his little feet. Guys, his little feet. Look at him. And of course, there's only one name we can give him. He's Wheat. Because he's a wheat bag. All right, so yeah. There is our finished wheat bag. He's so lovely. He's all like weighted. He's just like, oh, he's a baby. And I gotta tell you, even though he is technically 100% cotton, I'm not putting him in the microwave. All right, I'm too cagey about that. I don't trust that the labels are correct on the packaging. I just don't. There's always a chance that like they've coated the 100% cotton in something that will blow up my kitchen, and I'm not willing to take that bet, and I'm not willing to like advocate for any of you taking risky actions. Don't know what that was, but yeah, there he is. He's all finished. I hope you had fun making him with me today. The notes for the pieces I made will be up on Patreon for whatever use they are to you, knowing that you likely won't be able to get a heat pack that's exactly 40 centimeters by 15 centimeters, but maybe you can make one for the inner filling. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. I hope you have a good week. Bye!